Hey, how's it going, friends? So today I'm going to be reviewing or testing or test running a camera called the OCLU action camera. And the reason this review is going to be different than pretty much all my other action camera reviews and most other people's action cameras reviews is I'm actually using it for the purpose it was intended. So I'm going to show you the accessories they sent me in a minute. It's a whole batch of accessories. But first I want to tell you what I'm going to do in this video with the camera. I'm going to do a wooded downhill mountain bike trail, and I'm going to probably do it 5 or 6 times with different angles, including off of me on a small tripod. And that's just to give it like cinematic or dramatic effect. And to just show you what it looks like when the camera is not really moving. You get a better judge of the video quality. So basically I'm going to start out using my chest harness, grip it onto my handlebars for a run, and then behind my pedals by the rear wheel, I'm going to do that. See how that turns out, and then I'm going to do various different angles, and if I can find a low enough branch that I can actually reach, I'm going to hang it from the tree so you get kind of an overhead of me ripping down through the trail. So the specs on this camera are really great, and they're comparable to pretty much all the other top-end action cameras, but the only thing it's missing in 4K is stabilization.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
Having said that, it does have stabilization in 1080p, so if you don't mind a lower resolution, that's fine. But today I'm going to be using 4K 30 to do all of this, despite it not having stabilization, and I'm not going to stabilize in post because, like I said before many times, stabilizing is cheating when you're testing things like this out. And that was a gimbal video, but this still applies. So really this isn't so much of a review as it is just kind of a rundown of parts, a little bit of specs, and mostly I'm hoping for 1 to 2 minutes of footage. Downhill mountain biking happens fast, so by the time I piece this all together, I'm hoping it's between at least 1 and 2 minutes. So right now, let's check out everything that the awesome people at OCLU sent me. So OCLU sent me a variety of accessories. I'm going to start with the camera. The thing I like most about this is the screen, it being on top instead of in the back, and it's got kind of a slim profile. But if you're wearing a harness, this is for action sports, so if you're wearing a harness, it's against you, and you can actually get the right angle that you need on your bike or whatever else that you're using the harness for. You can actually just look down and frame it up versus having to use an app or anything like that. The example that I show, I actually also appreciate on the handlebar mount. You can just look down and see it instead of trying to lean back and see where your shot is. And I also mounted it to the back bracket behind the pedals on the bike, so I could definitely easily see with this top screen, which originally I thought was a bad idea until I actually used it, and in use it's a great idea. It's fantastic. On the bottom here you can see we got a 1/4-20 screw, which is awesome, and then we have this adapter, which is the same as any GoPro accessory, and you just line these pegs up with the slot, and you can position it any angle and it'll stay there once you tighten it up, and it's just like a tripod plate. You just use that and then flatten it out. So moving on to the OC bar, this clamps to your handlebars or anything pretty much. It has a pretty big diameter once you open it up. I'm not going to open it up all the way, but it has a pretty big diameter, and it's very thick rubber or silicone, so it helps with vibration a little bit, and you can pretty much angle it any which way you want. This way, or when the camera's on, you can flex it that way. They also gave me the waterproof housing. I'm not a big diver, but I do take things underwater, but just not far. I'll stick it underwater from a boat or something like that, or in the ocean or a pool. So that's a handy thing to have. And again, this is a much easier thing to hold than a GoPro. I still love the crap out of GoPro, but this is different ergonomics here that pretty much are different from most action cameras, and that's a pretty neat design. I can just wrap my hand around that. I don't really need anything. and I could just kind of swim or do whatever with it. Then we have what's called the OC Fix, which is the suction cup, and it's pretty heavy duty rubber, real thick. I'm definitely going to be using this with one of the little safety lanyards, but I'm definitely going to be using this to attach to my car for sure. This one has so many different angles, you can really get exactly the shot that you want. So that's going to be fun for windshield mount and pretty much any place, any smooth surface, any smooth clean surface that is. Moving right along, we got the OCLU grip, which doesn't extend. They do have one that extends, but this is fine for like selfie mode or vlogging mode or whatever you want. If you're doing something like snowboarding or skiing, you just got a nice big oval grip. It is this oval thing I'm really liking. It's a lot easier to grip onto for some reason. It's just, I guess everything's designed to be more ergonomic than what you're used to versus a round pole, and this just kind of fits your hand real nice. This floats so you can take it in the water with you. It's a flotation device for the camera, so you can definitely appreciate that. It's got the lanyard on, and that goes around your wrist, but just in case it comes out, it will float, and that bright green color you'll definitely see bobbing up and down in the water. And these sticky mounts aren't just your regular sticky mounts. They're a lot wider than your typical GoPro mount. Also, very important feature here is it's flexible rubber, and it's got this hard plastic mount in the middle, but it's 3M. It's got the 3M double-sided tape, which is the best you can get, and it pretty much conforms to most surfaces, I would say. Curved surfaces, you can mount this to a helmet, kayak, whatever you want pretty much. And I'm probably going to use these sparingly because it's not that easy to get them back off, but this is a definite thing I'm going to really be picky about where I put it because I can tell this is built for long term. Each one of those comes with this little lanyard. It's just like a kind of a safeguard to attach to the camera. So you got 2 sticky spots instead of 1. In case this comes loose, this has your back and you don't lose your camera. So I'd like to thank OCLU for sending me this. It all started with me commenting on a video saying, man, I'd really like to try this out for my channel and for the other channel that I manage and do all the video production for. And they got back to me like a month later when they noticed the comment. It was more of a launch video, I guess, that I commented on, and the camera actually wasn't even out yet. So I was pretty enthusiastic about trying it out because I love small cameras, compact cameras, especially for a lot of the things that I do even outside this channel. And I think they really came through. The stabilization, there is none. So the video was shaky, I'll give it that. The video was shaky, but if I didn't want to use 4K so I could kind of just cram in a lot of detail, it probably would have looked a lot more stable. And as you can see, I didn't stabilize it because that's cheating. As usual, I'll put the links in the description to purchase this and to check out more specs related to the camera and all the accessories that are carefully designed. I really like their accessories as much as I like the camera. And I do like the camera, surprisingly, even though I'm kind of a GoPro snob, because it's different. It's a different take on what an action camera should be. And you know, the audio isn't the best. There's not really a way to plug in a mic if you want to, but you can always go separate, you know, with a separate recorder. But the reality is, this is an action camera for action. So a lot of times you're going to be throwing music over this anyway. Now, having said that, I am probably going to do a separate video on this vlogging, because it fits nicely on one of my gimbals, and I'd really like to try it out to just do a test vlog with. So I'll probably upload that to the channel too. And again, I'm going to be using it for something that it's not meant for. So thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe and tell your friends. And remember, create, share, repeat, and keep it awesome. I'll see you next time.